Every World Cup has one. A result that nobody saw coming. A scoreline that leaves millions staring at their screens in disbelief. A moment that instantly becomes part of football history. And the strange thing is that before those shocks happen, they usually look impossible. The favorite looks too strong. The underdog looks too limited. The predictions seem obvious. The experts agree, the fans agree, the media agrees. Everything points in one direction, and then the whistle blows. 90 of them to begin the tournament with advantages is a danger that many people underestimate. Pressure. Not ordinary pressure. World Cup pressure. Host nation pressure. The kind of pressure that follows players from the moment they wake up until the moment they leave the field. The pressure of knowing millions of people expect success. The pressure of knowing that every touch of the ball will be analyzed. The pressure of knowing that failure is not considered an option. That pressure can inspire greatness, but it can also create fear. And fear changes football matches. Players stop trusting themselves. They rush decisions. They overthink simple moments. They become cautious when they should be confident. Suddenly, the game becomes harder. Mexico's biggest challenge tonight may not be South Africa. It may be handling the expectations that come with being Mexico, because expectations create a trap. When everyone assumes victory is guaranteed, anything less feels like disaster. And the longer a match remains close, the more dangerous that trap becomes. Imagine the first 15 minutes. Mexico attacks. The crowd is loud. Everything feels normal, but there is no goal. Then 20 minutes pass. Still no goal. 30 minutes pass. South Africa continues defending. The score remains level. Now the atmosphere begins to change. Not dramatically, not immediately, just slightly. The confidence becomes impatience. The excitement becomes anxiety. The certainty begins to fade. And that's where underdogs become dangerous, because South Africa doesn't need to dominate. They don't need to control possession. They don't need to create 10 chances. They simply need to stay alive, stay organized, stay disciplined, stay within reach. That's how many famous World Cup upsets begin, not with brilliance, with patience. The underdog survives, the favorite grows frustrated, and eventually an opportunity appears. One opportunity. Sometimes that's all it takes. History has shown this repeatedly. Some of the greatest shocks in football history followed exactly the same script. The favorite arrived carrying expectations. The underdog arrived carrying belief. The match stayed close longer than expected. Pressure increased. Nerves appeared. And suddenly the impossible became possible. That's why South Africa's approach tonight is so important. They understand the situation. Nobody expects them to win. That gives them freedom. Freedom can be powerful in football. When a team has nothing to lose, they often become more dangerous. They take risks. They play with confidence. They embrace the moment. And most importantly, they believe. Belief changes everything. The moment an underdog starts believing they can win, the favorite starts facing a problem, because football's not played on paper. It is played in the minds of players, and confidence can shift quickly. One tackle, one save, one missed chance, one dangerous counterattack. Those moments can completely change the emotional balance of a game. Suddenly the underdog feels stronger. Suddenly the favorite feels vulnerable. And suddenly an upset begins to feel possible. That's what makes this match fascinating. The football world sees Mexico as the favorite. South Africa sees opportunity. Those are very different perspectives. Mexico enters the match trying not to fail. South Africa enters the match hoping to create history. Sometimes the second mindset is more powerful, especially at the World Cup. Because World Cups create heroes. World Cups create legends. World Cups create moments players remember for the rest of their lives. Every player wearing a South African shirt understands that. They know what a victory would mean. They know what a draw would mean. They know what shocking the hosts would mean. This isn't just another football match. This is the type of game that can define careers. The possibility of creating history is a powerful motivator. And that's another reason favorites often struggle. The underdog is usually playing with pure ambition. The favorite is often playing with fear of disappointment. Those are completely different emotional forces. One pushes players forward. The other holds them back. As kickoff approaches, Mexico will hear predictions. They will hear expectations. They will hear confidence from supporters. All of that sounds positive, but it also creates pressure. Every missed chance becomes heavier. Every mistake feels larger. Every minute without a goal becomes more significant. That psychological battle could become the most important battle of the night, because if South Africa can frustrate Mexico early, doubt may begin to appear, and doubt is dangerous. Fans often focus on tactics, form of examples, strong teams, talented teams, experienced teams, teams that seemed destined for success. Yet when pressure arrived, something changed. Football became harder. Decisions became slower. Mistakes became more frequent. Confidence disappeared. The lesson is simple. No team is immune, not even hosts, not even favorites, not even teams playing in front of their own supporters. That reality should make everyone pay attention tonight, because South Africa does not need to be better for 90 minutes. They simply need to create uncertainty. Once uncertainty appears, anything can happen. Imagine the match reaching halftime at 0-0. Imagine the cameras showing nervous supporters. Imagine the commentators beginning to ask questions. Imagine South Africa walking into the locker room, realizing that the plan is working. At that moment, belief grows. Belief becomes confidence. Confidence becomes momentum. And momentum is one of the most powerful forces in football. Momentum doesn't care about predictions. Momentum doesn't care about rankings. Momentum doesn't care about expectations. Once it arrives, it can completely transform a match. What creates none of the possibility that this World Cup begins, not with celebration, but with shock. And if that happens, the first major upset of the tournament won't be remembered for years. It will be remembered forever.